Today on the Big Fix, we are joined by a true heavyweight of Bangalore's F&B scene, Arun Prasanna. He is the man behind Byg Brewski's insane scale and vibe, a hospitality veteran with 20 plus years across luxury hotels, international brands, and even the brains behind the food and beverage planning at Bangalore Airport. But today, we are cutting past the press releases. We are talking about what really goes down behind the scenes. Overpriced nights out, clueless promoters, DJ politics, and finally, how to actually build a nightlife experience that works. Arun, it's such a pleasure to have you here. Thank you for coming on the Big Fix.
Thank you, Vicky. Thank you so much.
Right. Okay, so let's get straight into it. You have worked with some of the biggest names in the industry, from luxury hotels to insane brew pubs. What's the one ingredient that every great venue needs to get right from day one?
I cannot say it's only one. The secret is a mix of space, story, and the scale.
Right.
And the people, basically. Like, for example, when we started Byg Brewski, the entire city was under the pressure of IT companies booming.
Yeah.
It was in 2010 and 2015 where the IT was building up.
Yeah.
So during this time, if you see, the bars and pubs are overcrowded and it's all closed space.
Right.
Basically.
Yeah.
So during that time, when we see, there was the time that apartments are growing, IT companies are growing, all that. So when we see the life of the people, it was small.
Right.
So it was a small bedroom, small hall, you get up, small cars, traffic everywhere because small roads, and then you go to office, small lift, small cubicle. We were living a small life
in a very confined space.
Very we felt, the entire community felt exhausted.
Right.
There is no breathing space. So that is when we came up with this concept of large space.
Okay.
Even though it is full, people will feel more connected towards that moment because there are a lot of breathing space.
Right.
It is not overcrowded.
Okay.
There is water body, there was greenery, and then there was a story to tell.
Correct.
Right, you can sit anywhere and still see the sky. So that's how it come. Big, blues, and sky.
And how did the whole Nordic legend, how did that aspect come into this?
In the year of 2018, so we want to give a fresh touch to the brand. Customer can connect more with stories than serving just beer and burger.
Of course.
Right. So we took the story of Big Veer, who was brewing beer for Zeus. Those gods, Nordic gods. So we took the inspiration from that story, Big Veer, and we created the brand more masculine.
Understood.
That was the story that we want to tell the customer. And even if you see Byg Brewski now, it is more connected towards bold, fearless, high in volume, loud. Right. So we wanted to build that character to the brand.
Of course. Now, and it's a 360-degree view, right? It's not just small elements that you're looking to. When you're presenting grandeur on that scale, it has to be across everything.
Absolutely.
Right.
That's how the story of Nordic story was. We built that so that people can connect to the brand more easily.
Amazing. What was the kind of background research that went into choosing the locations for these places?
Because that's a huge R&D. We involve ourselves before we finalize a space. First and foremost, we take a traffic. We take a list of time that are getting traffic in that location. At least a week Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Right.
I was personally standing and looking at the traffic for 3-4 hours. What is the movement of people and what kind of people are moving? How many cars? How many autos?
Yeah.
How many corporate IT buses that's been used on that lane?
Okay.
And how accessible is the location for these people?
Right.
Right. And what is the closest vicinity? Is it corporate or is it more residential?
Right.
Or is it full of commercial spaces?
Right.
So if you see our locations, it's not much into commercial spaces.
Yes. Yes. Closer to the residential.
Yeah.
Right.
So, because it is easy to open an outlet in a commercial space and grab all the other business and drive the revenue. But we as a brand, what we are creating is not just business. It's a lifestyle. People feel proud to say that I'm at Byg Brewski with my friends.
Sorry, I know that your staff has Byg Brewski tattoos, and I think that's the kind of passion that the brand instills into its patrons or like whoever's working for them, wherein they truly feel connected as one with the brand. And that is something that I know personally that very few places have been able to achieve. See, that comes with, I think, building a ecosystem within your place of work so that people feel truly connected to it.
Yeah. See, look at our staffs. So the staffs who come from different parts of India. Right. Why they come to Bangalore? They come with dreams. They are someone's father, someone's brother, someone's husband, leaving their family, leaving their surround, friends and their food, their home. Why they come to Bangalore? Because they want to earn and live. They have a goal to achieve. As a responsible leader, it is my job to save his dream. It's not your dream, it's my dream. Right. That is how the culture is built. If I know someone has a passion of playing guitar, I should encourage him to learn guitar in his free time. Right. I should make the time convenient for him to follow his passion. He should feel like home at Byg Brewski. Of course. So I used to tell my managers, listen guys, when you feel down, where do you want to go? They say, we want to go to our parents' house, sit, relax for some time. Can you bring that feeling at Byg Brewski Brewing Company? If someone is feeling down, why can't they come here and just sit with us? So that's the goal we kept ourselves and achieved. So basically making Byg Brewski home. Yes. Yeah, you should feel like home at Byg Brewski. Right. They belong, the belongingness there. So when they come with a dream, we will make sure their dream is taken care. That's why people work for 10 years, 12 years with us, and they have tattoos on them of Byg Brewski. Now you have seen the nightlife game change over 2 decades. What's one trend you're glad is over? Good question. So 20 years back, there is something called VIP Launch. You know who am I? That is my table. Why did you give it to others? Those kind of scenarios happens in nightclubs. Right. Yeah. It is not existing anymore. I'm glad that this is not existing anymore. There is no, hierarchy of layers of customers. Anybody who enjoys music, they're free to go any clubs. So what are the top 3 mistakes that people make when launching a new F&B space in Bangalore? Okay. There are a lot of mistakes that people does when they open a new brand or launch. But I'll tell you the top 3. Okay. Most important, which will make or break the brand. Okay. The first and foremost is they're chasing trends now. What business is doing good, quickly adapt to the scene, bring it. I am sure you know when we opened Asia's largest microbrewery, so many who copied you will see a list of largest this, largest that. At least Bangalore will have water bodies alone, different shape, different kind, following the trends. What's hot now? Grab that and place it. The second is underestimating the culture or people. as much as they're spending on the interior and the ambience, they're not spending with people. Get good training, a well known or experienced DJ, for example, for programming. They're not ready to spend on people.
You're right.
They are going to run the business. They start thinking and start taking people who have actually made brands successful. They are cheaply available. Hire them, run it.
Of course.
If you see, whenever when the place is successful, the owner or founder takes the credit.
Right.
But when it fails, directly they put the blame on, let's say, food, let's say, music, service. But they are the one made the process, no? They are the one who hired the people and
it's
set
their
up.
Baby. Right.
So it is as much as, they spend so much on ambience and other. They should start looking at effective team with great culture. That's when, Byg Brewski is sustaining for very long time just because of great people and passionate and compassionate people in the team.
Right.
Who look after each other. They always come up with new ideas and execute it on the ground, whether it is day or night.
Superb.
So that's why the Byg Brewski have become successful. So second mistake is that underestimating the operations and the people in the team. Third is urgent. They're in a hurry to make money. They open it, they start it.
How soon can I recover?
How soon I recover that? Those were the days in olden days. The business were running for years and years and years. It recovered and made humongous amount of profits. But nowadays, they took the recovery in 9 months. Let me also take the money in 9 months. Their investment is only 5 crore. His investment is 15 crore. How you can recover in 9 months?
Right.
You're understanding. So there are a lot of different games that are getting played. But they look at what game they have played earlier.
Correct.
They must have played for 20 years in business.
Of course.
And they know the way how to reach that ROI so quick. Right. Now, just because they're in hurry, 1 month they try something. Maybe some, let's say, the menu or DJ or they're following retro music. Immediately, hey, it's not working. Change Bollywood. Build businesses, not money-making machine.
And a culture.
Yes.
Within the venue.
It's a, when the business starts, it's an ecosystem. There are vendors living, there are investors living, there is staff living, there are customers depending on it. There are so many people in a month, their life is depending on this business. So whenever this founder or a general manager or a CEO take a decision, his decision will affect almost that 150 staff life. Like for example, you will also work with someone who is in the system for a very long time and trusting him, he will make the payment on time because he is doing such an amount of business for a consistency. Not he's doing so much so I can get that money. So in business, consistency matter. See, I was reading a book. You may go to dentist twice a year to clean and stuff. That doesn't mean that you will not brush your teeth every day and you'll expect the teeth to be strong enough. Or you go to gym one day, 9-10 hours and you expect you get six packs. It's 20 minutes every day.
Of course.
The business is not just customer comes, order food and beverage, eat and leave. We are creating a product and we are building a community. 1 month, let's say 5,000 people joins. It goes little down. Second month, maybe 2,000. Then it like this, the people join the community. That's when that, the brand becomes successful. So these are the top 3 mistakes that, any founder is doing whenever they
trying to open
a brand or launch a brand.
Superb. Very insightful. A lot of venues copy paste what's in. How have you managed to steer away from such things, and what is something that you have refused to compromise on?
So a business is something you are solving a problem.
Right.
That becomes business.
Yeah.
So every time at given timeline in a community or a state or a country, there is always some kind of shortfalls comes. You fill that gap is the business.
Okay.
So Byg Brewski is the business that filled up living the life large. We wanted to give that. You should have, customers should have a breathing space. So we solved that problem.
Right.
That become business, Byg Brewski Brewing Company. We always see what is the gap and we create brands to it. Bob's Bar solved the problem. I'm sure you must be knowing what problem. And Jollyganj now, it is solving a major problem of that brand. I will speak about that brand in the next one. So Byg Brewski is one that's solved. So we always look at what is the existing problem for the customers, create a solution for that and name it as a brand. So Byg Brewski, imagine we opened it and we are charging a beer, let's say 500 rupees. How many people can afford it? Right. The business is also serving to a larger community. Now, people start a business and from the first, just to, like I said, hurry to get money. The ROI, they increase the price and sell. How much ever they are increasing, that much level they are making the buyer smaller. The pie size of their audience is going
it's
small.
Getting small and shrinking.
This mistake we haven't done for a very long time. We stayed out of that. So there was time government revised the price, increased the price of the alcohol. Our founder, Mr. Ajay Gowda, called. Hi AP, how are you? Do you want to increase the price? I said, yes sir, government is increasing the price. I'm not increasing big time. A little bit we are increasing. So he asked me the question. Oh, in that case, is people income also increased similar to how?
Of course not.
Then how do you expect your customer to come and consume the product?
Right.
He also put one word. I will fight for my customer. He always says that. I will fight for my customers.
So he's a very customer centric. He comes from that perspective.
I am his staff. Right. I'm his team. Now he can always tell me, don't do it. He is making me buying the idea.
Beautiful.
With the vision that why you're increasing just because the prices are revised. People income is not revised. Maybe we'll adjust in profit.
Let's see where we can offset that. But let's not touch that part.
You save money somewhere else. We stick to that.
Right.
So we were when we started the brand 12 years back, we were selling a beer at 225 rupees. We reached 275 this year. No,
so that's just a 50 rupees increase
50 rupees
in 10 years.
In last 12 years.
12 years.
So that's how we are connected to the brand. The customers, how much, they have very good time. Still they wake up in the morning, next morning and still feel good. At the same time, I didn't spend much.
See, if I would just chime in, that's very interesting about these numbers that you brought up, because if I may add in a little insight on this.
Please.
As you keep manufacturing beer, the per glass cost does go down. Okay. Which also shows that, people usually end up doing the reverse. Right. No, that's very, see, the reason I brought this up is because I know certain breweries who, like, when they achieve that scale, right, and they got their per, I'm like, why? You need to first make it available to people, and then when they get lowered in, then you see whether you go for a dynamic pricing, but transfer that benefit to the customer.
All our competitors sell beer at 400 rupees. 350 to 400.
Right.
So we haven't done that. So one of my mentor, or my mentor says that the business of business is to stay in the business.
Now let's take a break and specifically talk about this one event that shook the whole of Hennur. This was the launch event with Roger Sanchez that you did. Okay, like, tell us about this event and what actually happened.
I think in my 20 years of career, that's the largest party I have ever seen. I mean, everybody was at their highest and peak of their energy. You should see the launch video. You know, the
no,
minute
we will add a tag into the video over here.
Yeah, there is the minute they enter, their eyes went large.
Right.
What is this place?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Everybody was stunned and speechless.
Right.
After seeing that, because that much hard work went inside for 4 to 5 years from the day of opening, prior to the day of opening.
Yes.
Every detail that we built, and we used to sit there and feel, am I feeling good?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So that was the time that, you know, the social media was booming.
Correct.
Instagram was just arrived. Instagram just arrived with that video formats.
Yes.
And then there was influencers. That's when
they just started coming into the market.
The whole country was stunned, because how will they fill 2,000 cover microbrewery?
Yeah. Yeah.
How will they make business out of it?
Right. Right.
Can they seat 2,000 people at the same time? Will they get that kind of footfall?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And it was when the minute when we launched and we invited guests, you know, it's full.
Right.
And then till the, you know, launch and 1 month or 2 months, people didn't get or the competitors didn't get that confident. But when they started to visit us, you know, on business days, there was time on one Saturday, I remember, 2,000 people sitting already.
Okay.
And around 200 people waiting for tables.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, one Saturday.
Yeah.
Then I saw it.
Yeah.
And I was shocked.
Right.
How a person can dream, like, you know, Mr. Ajay Gowda dreamed about.
Right. Opening such a large venue and keeping it functional constantly every day. Yeah.
This is possible. See, I can say anywhere after Byg Brewski comes, the whole Hennur got this address of
course,
F&B.
Yeah, because I mean, no, it definitely pumped in a lot of, it brought in a lot of money. The real estate value got up. It brought in a lot of other venues who were never looking at this particular area as a venue, you know, like for F&B.
That's the power of the brand. When you create an experience and with the great vision, it will shook that entire area. That was the whole vision to it. And I don't know how Mr. Ajay Gowda came. I was only an executor. I was not the dreamer.
Right, correct.
The dream was his.
Correct.
I'm only running that his vision. But to believe that idea and pass it on to the team.
Yeah.
You know, that camaraderie and you know, that leadership. My God, salute to that vision. I still can't believe how did he come up, and because that changed the entire game, no, Bangalore.
Correct.
Today you see how many
big places are large, like that, who are like able to sustain and run.
People come new and they compare. We want to become Byg Brewski, right? As soon as they open. It's 12 years of you know,
a culture.
How many people only see the success, no?
Right.
There are so many things we have tried and failed miserably. Miserably we failed. People don't see that how many times we failed.
Of course.
Right? They see one Vengaboys event. Hey, 3,500 people.
I was coming to that next. How was the Vengaboys experience?
Oh, it was amazing.
Right.
Mind blowing, actually.
But with Vengaboys, I think you suddenly ventured into a whole different space wherein you positioned Byg Brewski as a potential concert venue. So what was the reason for you to like kind of venture into that, you know, because see, like one part is the execution of it, but then there were a lot of challenges, I'm sure, with regard to the residential, Byg Brewski being in a residential area. So, you know, you definitely have issues with people complaining, you would have cops to deal with and all of that. Considering all of this in mind, like what still, you know, like pushed you to go ahead?
It's the vision to bring back this live band entertainment. It's slowly dying in Bangalore. We are moving towards techno and electronic music, which is good. Which is good.
Right.
But as a brand,
Yeah.
we encourage all the retro and modern rocks.
Yes.
We love
Right.
that vibe.
Right. Right.
And how do we remind people? How do we remind our customers? Listen, there was days we were celebrating these people, Vengaboys, MLTR.
Yeah. Correct.
Those
Right.
artists.
Right.
So we wanted to give that experience.
Okay. Yeah.
To our guests or to Bangalore. Now, why we have taken that route of Vengaboys?
Yeah.
First of all, we don't want to do like a concert.
Okay.
This is for add-on experience to our customers. If you see, that day who came for witnessing that event is that 90% of our regular guests only.
Right. Yeah.
So that's the experience. We told them, listen, Vengaboys coming. Then they will, Arun, block these seats. We never sold ticket.
Right.
Blocked tables and chairs for them.
Right.
And even standing people were getting the tables. If they leave the space, someone will come and stand. So they don't go out, but you need alcohol to enjoy that vibe. A little bit of alcohol will help you, to get into that vibing moment.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But people are afraid.
Right.
If I move, I will lose this table.
Yeah.
Now we want to solve that problem.
Right.
So we made food counters in every area where they just have to walk. Or we had pass arounds. People carrying and walking around, selling shots on the.
I'd seen. Yes.
So this was a very different experience for our guests. So we do this every 3 months once.
Superb.
As a
very well curated and a very well planned act, which will enhance the experience. Continuing on the same lines, Byg Brewski has also established Gylt, okay, which is one of the premier nightclubs in Bangalore. What was the vision behind setting up Gylt? Okay, the reason I'm actually asking this is, if you would want to pack up Gylt, okay, with customers, it's very easy for you to approach your Byg Brewski tables and say that we are doing a party in Gylt. Why don't you just shift over? Because you can do your regular party here. But if you want a club experience, go in over there. But I know that you're very clear that we keep them separate. What's the ideology behind segregating these spaces?
So when you go out for a night, you're going to a place. You're sitting with your wife. You're having some good private time. There is next table who are 10, 12 people of corporate. Bitching about bosses, and they are full on going on shots, champagne. On the other side, you have one couple with their parents.
Okay.
They're sitting quietly,
enjoying
their biryani, naan, butter masala. And then the other side, there are kids. Just started drinking. So they are already high. 2 beers down, they're already smoking back to back. So imagine 4 different types of customers. What happens is that the elders will ask these corporates, can you please be quiet? And then imagine the elders calling the waiter, my biryani is delayed, can you get it? And this other group is a regular, and then they come inside and they say, why are you calling the waiter and treating him bad? Because they're high, right? On the other hand, there are kids.
And then they are taking the smoke.
Because that's style for them. It's a new smoker. So they are back-to-back smoking, and it's all coming to a table because of this way.
Of course.
And you're not having private time. So there is one disturbance, and there is second disturbance, and there is third disturbance. Now, all 3 of them will not have good time. Now, so it is our responsibility as a brand to create a space where lookalike people are there. End of the day, when they leave, they should know each other. So Byg Brewski customers are very different from Gylt customers. Gylt customers are young, high on energy. They want to dance. So they fix their mind when they come only, okay, I am going inside, I am going to have a blast, loud music, back-to-back Long Island iced tea.
Understood.
Right. But Byg Brewski customers are there to chill, tap their legs for the retro rock music, and have a conversation with their friends and family. So that is more sophisticated and a well-matured crowd. Gylt is high energy.
Right.
So we have to serve two different customers.
Correct.
If they come here or they go there, both will contradict. Both will not have good time. So we need to always put the barrier that Gylt has a different vibe and Byg Brewski has a different vibe. Why to cannibalize each other? You build one community for Gylt, another community for Byg Brewski. So that is the vision.
And
build community for businesses. Don't build a business and search for community. A lot of time people go to the outlet and they say the menu is not correct. Because owners or founders must be traveled around the world. And he impressed with some other pubs or this thing, so he want to bring.
Right.
But we have to know, does the community loves it?
Of course.
Is there
you have to think about it from an overall perspective.
So we don't want to ignore that.
So let's talk real numbers now. Okay. Nightlife has become expensive. From your valet parking to your entry fees, everything has gone up. Are there valid points behind how this charging can be justified, or is it just inflation disguised as ambience? Okay.
I will say we made it up. Industry, let's say programmers or founders, or we made this embarrassing situation for nightlife, which affects our customers very badly. For example, now they bring artists, so-called celebrity artists, probably expatriates at a very expensive rate without doing a market study, no groundwork, just because someone referred or they have high followers, or last even they did in Delhi or somewhere, some other city, it was that much crowd. So they see it. Now what they're doing is that they want to recover that cost. Now there are two ways of recovering it. One is by ticket sale. One is by food and beverage that they are selling at the venue. Let's say they are bringing at a cost of 30 lakhs, but their place can accommodate only 1,000 people. So 1,000 people into 3,000.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
30 lakhs. Now they're selling a ticket at minimum price of 3,000 rupees to attend that. Right? Now this is only for artist cost. Not only them, their 30 friends, all their managers and staff, everybody wants to stay in suit room. Right? Keep another 2 lakhs or 2 to 3 lakhs for that. And they will stay only in 5-star luxury hotel. Then they will not use inbuilt audio system.
They will want a separate
will want a outside system only, and another 3 to 4 lakhs on that. So end to end, the ticket cost will go to 4,000 rupees. Okay. First of all, in a pyramid of customers, to pay 4,000 rupees for one night is a very little chunk. And on top of that, when they enter, there is something called cover charge. Let's say 1,500, 2,000 rupees, 6,000. Right? They go inside. To recover that money so fast, they will sell the drinks and food at a very expensive price. If they want to have 2 more drink, another 2,000. 8,000 rupees. One starter at, let's say, 600 rupees if you sell. So 8,500. Right? Now go travel fare, up and down. Keep 1,000 for that. 9,500. Now they will finish their party. They didn't feel drunk, so they want after party. Another 2,500 rupees for that at home. So 12,000 rupees for one weekend.
One person.
If they're going 4 days in a month, that is 48,000 rupees. How many people can spend so much? And we are crying, why nightclub is not successful in Bangalore? How it will become successful if we keep increasing and keep bombarding our customers with such expensive pricings? We are stupid. We are not being reasonable on why the customer has to pay for someone who is coming from other state, other country. And just because he quoted that price, why customer has to pay? That should be a justification
to the madness.
He can bring 3,000 people. Then you pay 15 lakh.
Yeah.
You bring these artists at a higher price.
Yeah.
You don't sell enough tickets.
Right.
And very less crowd in there. And that same DJ will complain, hey, I was playing in Bangalore, not enough crowd. They don't like my music. Come on, man, grow up.
Right.
You are expensive.
No, but would you also say that the promoters in between who are bringing them are trying to make a lot of money?
Lot of money.
Yeah.
See, I am telling only about where is our knowledge. We are spending money, right? We are nightclubs. Right. We are spending money.
Correct.
Where is our work? Right. Just because promoter is saying we'll just pay and do the event, don't we do the groundwork? Tell me, show me last 3 events, his revenue or his footfall. Show me.
Do you feel that having a nexus and these clubs talking to each other is important, especially when you are at the forefront? Absolutely. And deciding and agreeing?
So, see, I'll tell you a formula. Any artist before their booking, any clubs or anyone in this business, they should calculate their variable costs and their operating costs for the day, and their artist cost and their investment in production. Right. They have to make a sheet of profit and loss statement. Forecasting. Correct. What is the worst scenario and what is the best scenario? Correct. Correct. 2 scenarios they have to make before booking the artist. And imagine, just to save cost, they'll save cost in less bouncers, less marketing, and who's making money apart from artists? Right. Even the customer is not having the full-fledged experience till night. Because it's expensive, they will end up drinking 2 or 3. Hey, I don't want to spend more. The nightclubs come in one agreement that we decide the price rather than we should not take the price from whatever they're quoting. There should be strict guidelines to be given for especially people who come from other other countries. We should. Let's promote homegrown DJs. Bangalore, we have fantastic players are here. You have interacted with so many promoters when they have come to Gylt and pitched ideas. How many of them have come up with these sheets? Nobody. Not even once. Right. So these are all numbers in the air. Yeah, even the top promoters in Bangalore, they will not give us the best scenario and worst scenario. The true businessman, will come with worst scenario and best scenario. Yeah, see, but that's... And he will make sure the event is super successful in terms of profit. See, when the promoters are bringing the artists, the promoters are the ones who are doing the business, right? Yeah. So they should come with this knowledge. But they're not, all of them are businessmen, no? Imagine a promoter pitching to me, Arun, I want to do business with you. I am planning to make X amount. Would you like to participate? We can share. Yeah. That is a different approach. Correct. I am touring this artist. Do you want to host him? Come on, man. I don't want to host him. Who's he? Right. What value is he going to add for me? Correct. No. Rather, I build my own IP. 70 to 80% are fake promoters who's not knowing what is happening on the ground. Tell me, in last 5 years, how many promoters stayed on game? Just 1 or 2. 1 or 2. Just 1 or 2. That's all. And they have kept upping their game. Like who was doing good, they have just kept going higher and higher. And these promoters are purely artist driven. They are not IP driven. They bring artists and they are selling on the artist name. So imagine you have created an IP and you are giving opportunity to Bangalore homegrown people. Yes. That was original Bangalore, right? That was original Bangalore. We have beautiful clubs. There was time, you want to go to that club because that club has such a nice vibe. Not this artist is playing, let's go there. You open a nightclub, open only 3 days. Very good profit. Right. It's enough. 3 days in a week will make enough money to give you 15 to 20% EBITDA. Take Quake that's opened in Hyderabad. What are they doing? They're following a very simple format. We are open over the weekends. We are doing acts that will blow your mind away. Come and witness. That's what happening in Gylt also. No? Yeah, right. The future is going to be tough, Vicky. In 2 years' time, a lot of existing club also will shut. And then there will be a new era will start. Which I'm forecasting. The OG Bangalore vibe will come back. I'm waiting for that. So, Gylt 2018 or 19 we opened. 18 we opened. Every year there is a different competitor for me. Because the next year they are shut.
I know that you're brilliant at market surveys considering areas, okay, and the people and the locality in which they are positioned in. When you evaluate different music options for your club, do you look at Bollywood as a regular Friday night or a regular Saturday night that you would probably want to do at Gylt? Of course, probably you'll say that, yeah, if it brings business, then why not? But considering the area that we are located in, and I feel that this is a gap, that there's a very good premium Bollywood experience that is lacking in this whole North Bangalore itself. Okay, there's no one who's offering that experience, right? And I'm again like not speaking out proper genres, but like well curated Bollywood sets, which I think you have done in the past as well, wherein we brought down DJ Suketu, DJ Akbar Sami
Yes.
on Wednesday nights, and we did that. What's your take on that?
See, Bollywood is easily available now. In microbreweries, small pubs,
Right.
everywhere. People will not pay ticket, people will not pay cover charge and go to a nightclub for Bollywood
Okay.
anymore.
Right.
That's why if you see recent, large
Yeah.
scale Bollywood DJs also not getting sold. Because that product is easily available every other outlets now. In case if you are creating some unique music, right? When Afrotech came, it
Yeah.
became sense like that. We need to innovate, then it will start selling. Otherwise,
Right.
because I tried and in earlier days for Hennur, I don't think you will get more than 250 to 300 people.
Yeah.
If you do a Bollywood event,
Right.
people won't pay and take unless
Right.
they're a singer or a live band. In Gylt, most of them are guest list, regular guests. So to operate a nightclub, we have to start innovate, especially with local homegrown DJs,
Yeah.
and they have to pitch that IP to this clubs
Right.
where they are paying 20 lakhs.
Yeah.
They can pay to the local homegrown person with a fantastic IP,
Yeah.
pay them 5 lakh and take it,
Yeah.
and spend more on experiences and marketing it. A person can think and tell, listen, I have this beautiful idea.
Yes.
I want to build this community. Who's going to start it?
Yeah.
Why are we always dependent on someone? The DJs are known for their innovation, right?
Yeah.
Correct. What is happening now,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
All clubs you go,
Yeah.
first of all, it's expensive and you regret drinking that drink.
Yes. Yes.
There is no experience added to it. You
Yeah.
go, pay cover charge, pay entry fee, go inside, dance and come back. There is
Yeah.
no experience curated.
Correct.
In this way, I like this place called Kubani in Delhi.
In Delhi.
It's fantastic.
Yes.
I really
Yes.
love it.
Right.
Because
Right.
there's a lot of angles. No, there
Yeah.
is food and beverage scene, there is entertainment scene,
Correct.
there is programming scene,
Correct.
and on top of everything, marketing scene. I mean,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
DJ needs that crowd to get to
Absolutely.
their
Absolutely.
peak,
Right.
entertaining.
Right. At Gylt, we have seen a lot of nights wherein things go sideways. Like, for example, promoters who are not experienced enough, and then they come in with DJs and they don't know how to treat them, and the DJ ends up leaving with a bad experience. Do you remember any such particular incident that happened, and how did you deal with it?
It happened because we have to shut early because of the
Yeah.
local
Right.
rules and regulations.
Yeah.
So that time DJs get upset because they just started,
Yeah.
and we have to shut them immediately.
Correct.
They have a flow of such a big artist. They
Right.
come
Right.
and they have a flow of closing that
Yeah.
that night, and
Yeah.
the crowd is filled and everybody is
Yeah.
screaming at the DJ. Now that moment is a very nervous moment for me, that there are too many things to handle at that.
Because
There is-
things can go sideways very
Yeah.
quickly. Yeah.
At once we were telling the DJ to stop and he is not ready to listen to us. So time is up,
Right.
right?
Right.
This is the permission given time. We cannot play above this. First of all, they don't understand our English. We have to tell them 2 or 3 times again and again. Now I have to write in phone and show them. Right? Now he understood.
Right.
With sad face, he's slowly reducing the volume. Now the crowd starts. Why are you shutting the place?
Yeah.
They are at their peak level at 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
Right? One of the guests jumped on the stage and he pulled down all the planters, pulling everything down, pulling the wires out, and he climbed up. Now the bouncers already controlling the crowd on the side. Now this guy is jumping on the DJ, right? And he is also afraid, right?
Yeah.
He is an expert and he's taking a, please, right? Now what happened is that he left everything and he went to the backstage.
Okay.
Now the guest who was furious, he damaged all the equipments.
He damaged the equipment.
Yeah.
The CD players, the console.
Pushing.
Okay.
Because there was no space for him to climb up and go to the DJ.
Yeah.
Right. So this was one of the very bad experience for me, which was damaged me emotionally, financially also. We have to pay for all the damages. Right. And also there was sale drop.
Yeah.
Because we have to shut early.
Yeah.
You go clueless, Vicky.
Yeah.
You cannot sleep that night.
Yeah, you get like, I can
cannot
understand.
Sleep that night because there is a mix of emotion. There is fear.
Yeah.
What is going to happen tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay, anxiety. Right. On top of that, how much money is lost that day?
Right.
So this all revolves around together. And then, the quick remedy is that what is the next event happening soon? Let's increase the marketing there and compensate this loss there. Gylt is a raging bull.
Right.
To control.
Right.
We can manage 3,000 customers at Byg Brewski.
Yeah.
But to manage 1,000 customers is Gylt. Oh my God. All pumped up.
Yeah.
Adrenaline,
Yeah, it's rushing.
It's good.
How early into the planning do you integrate music as a component for the venue that you are designing?
When we design the brand only, that is the very beginning.
Right.
So music plays a very early decision, Vicky.
Right.
I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
Every new outlet will have food trials. Now, how usually they're trying? On a daytime, very quiet environment.
Correct.
Maybe in kitchen, but the music is missing there. So before food and beverage, cocktails or anything that is getting curated, the music has to play on the background.
Correct.
The music has to be there.
Correct.
And with the music and the kind of ambience we have built, and the kind of mood in the light, the mood there we have set, and that too in the evening, and that is when we have to try the food and beverage.
Yeah.
Because that's the mood we are creating for people. Maybe biryani tastes good in the afternoon.
Right.
But the same biryani will not taste the same in that mood that you have created of the brand. Yeah. Okay, a lot of people makes this, makes this mistake when they create a brand, that music, lights, and the mood. Yeah.
All of these things, when it comes together,
add value.
It's an experience. Yeah. Right.
So whenever we do food testing, I will insist to people, I will only do in dinner. Then I can relate whether it is tasting good or not.
Right. Right.
Profit will come, go, month up. The profits are always up and down.
Yeah.
So but how far we can go? Okay. We want to answer the question that how long a brand can sustain, and that too on top.
Yeah.
The devil is in the details. That's why Mr. Ajay Gowda walks himself personally. Me and Mr. Ajay Gowda very often.
Yeah.
We talk about music and which are the outlets doing very good.
Right.
We were speaking about Monkey Bar recently, day before yesterday.
Yeah.
Their music is on point.
Correct.
I really admire their.
Yeah.
It's very good. So even what was the outlet? ZLB was good.
It is a speakeasy place.
Yeah.
So Arun, so you have worked with everyone, from DJs to chefs to bartenders to managing the staff. Okay. How do you ensure that this whole creative machine runs smoothly without stepping on each other's toes?
We cannot make them feel suffocated. We cannot put them restriction. Don't do this, don't do that. Yeah. Don't have alcohol when you're coming to play, or these are all these conditions will not work on creators. They're innovators. So where we have to, as a leader, should play is that how do we bring that question inside them, that is this the best you can do? They will ask themselves, is this the best you can do? You cannot say, hey, I went there, the cocktail was tasting better than this. Never do that. I went there, the DJ was fantastic, it was better than our music. So we cannot play all that. What we can do with the creators are that continuously innovating through challenging. Hey, we did this last time, what do you think we should do? What is the gap in the market that we should fill? All of the executions, what you see in Byg Brewski, it is all done by the people who are there. I did nothing. The creators, the mixologist, the chef, the programming manager, the content creator. So they are the one who, continuously come up with ideas. Arun, can we do this? This is what lacking in the market. Also, how will we make them understand that it's a cliche? Whatever they're going to say, it's a cliche. So we will have to set our standards high. Okay. Now when I take them, I should not take them to a Bollywood place. I should take them to the best place for a dinner. Then they will feel shocked. Wow. What is this place?
You're right.
Hey, they're throwing competition to me.
That's how you push the boundary.
Then they will come up. Let's crack this model. We should do better than them. They themselves will approach us. Now, if it is not existing in Bangalore, take them to Delhi. If it is not existing in Delhi, take them to Dubai. If it is not existing, that standard, take them to France.
This is an investment that will reap you back in the long run.
We have to.
That's how I'm again coming back to another very interesting just thought that popped in my mind, that Byg Brewski, whoever has walked out of Byg Brewski and gone and joined different places. My God, I'm telling you, each one of them is a gem. And they have all opened such amazing places in Bangalore now that I think collectively they are at least like, in today's age, they are at least like 50%, they are spread across and they're doing amazing work. So I think again, like kudos, to the whole culture that Byg Brewski has instilled.
That's their dream, no? What is the point I'm being a leader if they're not improving their quality of life?
Beautiful.
I want to see them rich, going to beautiful places for partying, staying at good hotels for vacation, wearing fantastic clothes, driving amazing cars, living in a very good flats and accommodation. That's what my dream is. And I will work hard for that.
So let's say you walk into your own venue on a Saturday night. Okay. What are the first 3 things that you notice if something is instantly off?
First and foremost, restroom.
Okay.
First, I will go to the restroom and see, is it smelling good and clean? Okay. Because most of the dinner is always busy. So, a great team, no? They will be able to maintain their bathrooms tidy and smelling good. Okay. That's my first tick. Second is that I stand on the floor and see how many guests are raising their hands. Excuse me. If you are seeing more often, means people are not attentive. Then I go to that food pickup area. If there is too much food lying and waiting for someone to pick up, that night is tomorrow. We are going to have hell lot of complaints. So these 3 areas are very crucial. First and foremost, above this all, as I step in, volume level and the customers talking to each other. It has to be, both has to be heard.
Correct.
It should not overpower one another. Check, like a cat calling type. If there is no customer talking sound, that means that outlet is not going to have a good vibe. It's a subconscious thing for people.
Beautiful.
As you enter, you have to listen to that noise of all customers. It's a beautiful noise. And then nice music in the background, which is complementing to that. Foot tapping, happy, sing along retro. And then if this all goes well, then I go to restroom, then stand on the floor, see how many people raising hands, then we go to food, and then come back to and order one Manhattan for me or a Negroni. That's my go-to drink. Enjoying a drink in the evening in that vibe, one cocktail, sip, and how much you can enjoy that drink, your favorite drink. So that is the checkpoint, Vicky. If anybody can crack all this, I will write it and give you, or mark my words, that outlet will sustain for 25 years.
Amazing.
In the business. But people not focusing there.
Exactly.
Great brands are not formed in conference rooms. Sitting and checking pricings up or down, comparing the prices with others. Great brands are formed on the ground. How well the music is curated for that evening. One song is playing at some tempo and other is another playing another BPM. How does it going to? And hour on hour, slowly the tempo going increasing. And then at one point of time, people already reached level. I am happy. I'm having the best time.
Then the energy is increasing, and then
So what happens here? In our language, we say APC. Average per cover increases because customers are staying for a very long time. They want to sit and enjoy one more beer. You're not compelling them. The vibe is so good.
The idea is when you walk in, you relax, right? And then time stops by, and then you enjoy. You're in the moment in here.
You forgot whatever screw up you did. And you're with the people you like.
Correct.
And happy staffs are around. Great food, amazing music. What else we need? In the evening. And the day best lived. Go back home and sleep.
So Arun, thank you once again. It's been such a pleasure. The amount of insights that you have poured out over the last hour and a half has been inspiring as always, and I remember the first conversation that we happened with, and I was blown away with the amount of insights. And I'm really happy that you came down on this episode of the Vic Fix. You're actually the first hotelier, that I have invited onto the show. And thank you so much.
I hope, this 1.5 hour is contributed towards the industry for their eye-opener, to see the business in a very different way. And, not just money-making machine.
I know the passion that every single employee at Byg Brewski holds, and you are an embodiment of that.
Absolutely.
And keep your staff motivated.
And some celebrate of the creators. They are the one who runs the business. I want to thank my programming manager who runs the business, my mixologist, my chef, my content creators. They are the ones who are building the thing. Most of all the team and the general managers who's running the business.
But they need a vision, Arun, and that's where you come in, right? You're the vision driver, and you have a great mentor, I think, in Mr. Ajay Gowda as well, right? So it just percolates from there, and it's beautiful, it's inspiring. I had a really great conversation. So
thank you, Vicky. Thank you for calling me for this, and your questions are amazing. And must need for the industry.
Thank you so much.
And continue doing it.
For sure.